I shall. I pledge that throughout my tenure as Chancellor of the Federal University of Kashere, I will uphold and preserve the law, statutes, customs, liberties, and privileges of the University of Kashere, and I will faithfully perform all the functions of the Chancellor of the University, devoid of partiality and without fear or favor.
On the authority of the President, Commander-in-Chief, and Visitor to the Federal University of Kashere, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, and Visitor to the Federal University of Kashere, Gombe State, having appointed Your Majesty Igwe Ambassador Dr. Lawrence Okolio Chikeze Agubuzu, Chancellor of Federal University of Kashere, by virtue of the powers conferred on the Visitor under the Act, do hereby formally install you as the Chancellor of Federal University of Kashere, Gombe State, and confer on you all the powers and privileges of the office. Hearty congratulations.
Citation. Okay, citation. Citation. Yes. Take the citation. Are you citation? Citation. Is citation? Why recording, man? Why you, man? The Chancellor.
Congratulations, Mr. Chancellor, sir. Next is the citation on the Chancellor, His Majesty Igwe Ambassador Dr. Lawrence Okolio Chinezi, having been duly approved and installed as Chancellor of the University.
Citation, please. Citation, please. I babu. Ubani said. Gashi.
Your Excellency, the Visitor, sir, it is with immense honor and deep admiration that we present to you the citation of a man whose life epitomizes dedication to knowledge, leadership, diplomacy, and service of humanity. His Majesty, Igwe Ambassador Dr. Lawrence Okolio Chikeze Agubuzu. His Majesty Igwe Ambassador Dr. Lawrence Okolio Chikeze Agubuzu was born at Awene village in Ezema Olu, Ezeagu local government area, Enugu State, Nigeria, on the 27th October 1942. He passed out from the St. Joseph's Primary School, Olo Town, in 1955 at the top of his class. From the early days, His Majesty had set a high standard of brilliance, excellence, and hard work that has been his lifelong benchmark. He served as a primary school teacher in the early 1960s, enrolled for undergraduate studies at the University of Nigeria, Nsukka, from where he graduated as the best student and prize winner in political science in 1967. He attended and obtained postgraduate degrees at the University of Lagos 1980 to 1981 and the Howard University in Washington, D.C. 1982 to 1984. In 1987, he enrolled for another degree at the University of Besançon in France, 1987, for another higher degree. His Royal Majesty joined the Nigerian Foreign Service as an officer in 1971. He retired in 1996. Along the way, he had served as a Commissioner for Local Government, Rural Development and Chieftaincy Matters 84 to 1986 in the old Anambra State, an ambassador of Nigeria to the United Nations in New York with a portfolio of Deputy Permanent Representative 1989 to 1991, High Commissioner of Nigeria to Zambia with concurrent accreditation to Malawi from 1991 to 1999, Assistant Secretary General of the defunct Organization of African Unity, OAU, with the title of Commissioner of the African Union, AU, 1999 to 2003. At home, he has been no less impactful. As a committed community leader, he was crowned the traditional ruler of Ezema Olo Kingdom in 2006. He has chaired the Enugu State Council of Traditional Rulers 2013 to 2023 and currently serves as the chairman of the Southeast Council of Traditional Rulers since 2022. Equally, he was a Southeast delegate to the National Conference 2014 and the first Chancellor of the National Open University of Nigeria 2015 to 2021, as well as the second Chancellor of Federal University of Kashere, Gombe State, 2021 today. A man of vast experience, he had chaired and served on many national and international committees, including the United Nations Advisory Committee on Administrative and Budgetary Questions, the Commonwealth and African Groups at the United Nations, and chairman non-aligned movement observer missions in Namibia and Mozambique. He also championed the Pan-African Tsetse and Trypanosomiasis Eradication Campaign, which earned him continental recognition. Ambassador Agubuzu was internationally recognized and listed in Africa Who's Who, page 98, second edition 1991, published by Africa Books Limited, London, United Kingdom, as well as in Who's Who in the Commonwealth during the same period. A family man par excellence, Igwe Ambassador Lawrence Agubuzu is happily married to Lolo Patricia Onwegbenam Agubuzu LSM. The marriage is blessed with children and grandchildren. He is a Catholic Knight of St. Mulumba KSM and a recipient of the national honors of OON and CFR. The visitor, sir, our Chancellor, is a Royal Majesty, a distinguished ambassador, a statesman, and a global patriot. Through a life devoted to diplomacy, leadership, cultural preservation, and education, he is a living embodiment of dignity, service, and intellectual distinction. From classrooms to chancelleries, palaces to peace tables, he has consistently built bridges across cultures, countries, and communities. Today, the Federal University of Kashere joins countless others around the world in celebrating his starring legacy. In conferring upon him the prestigious Doctor of Letters, honoris causa, we honor not only his distinguished contributions to global diplomacy and traditional leadership, but also his commitment to national development and intellectual advancement. May this recognition serve as a proud testament to his lifetime of achievement and an inspiration to generations yet to come. Congratulations, Your Majesty, on this most deserved honor.
Your Majesty, Igwe Ambassador Dr. Lawrence Okolie Chikeze Agubuzu, having been duly appointed and installed as Chancellor of University, may I respectfully invite the Vice Chancellor to formally pledge the loyalty and support of the University. Mr. Vice Chancellor, sir.
I, Professor Omaru A. Pate, the Vice Chancellor of the Federal University of Kashere, do pledge to our respected, worthy, and beloved Chancellor, His Majesty Igwe Ambassador Dr. Lawrence Okolie Chikeze Agubuzu, the loyalty and support of the entire university. Congratulations.
Honorable Visitor, Chancellor, sir, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, the Council and Senate of Federal University of Kashere have resolved that an honorary degree of Doctor of Letters, honoris causa, be conferred on His Majesty Igwe Ambassador Dr. Lawrence Okolie Chikeze Agubuzu. May I therefore invite the Honorable Chancellor for the presentation of his citation of the university by the University of Orator. I think that one has been
The Vice Chancellor.
has been done.
The Vice Chancellor.
No.
By the authority vested in me as the Vice Chancellor and by the authority of Senate and Council, I confer on Your Majesty the honorary doctorate degree of Doctor of Letters, D. Lit. Honoris Causa, of the Federal University of Kashere with all the rights and privileges attached thereto. Congratulations.
Honorable visitors, sir, Chancellor, sir, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, I have the honor to most respectfully invite the Honorable Chancellor, His Majesty, to address the convocation. The Chancellor, sir.
Your Excellency, the President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, GCFR, President and Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, Your Excellency, the Governor of Gombe State, Muhammadu Inuwa Yaya, CON, Your Excellencies, visiting governors, the President of Senate, Senator Goswell Akpabio, GCON, the Speaker, House of Representatives, Honorable Tajuddin Abbas, GCON, the Honorable Minister of Education, Dr. Maruf Olatunji Alausa, CON, the Coordinating Minister of Health and Social Welfare, Professor Muhammad Ali Pate, distinguished senators and honorable members of the National Assembly and State Assemblies, the Executive Secretary, National Universities Commission, Professor A.Y. Rebadu, the Executive Secretary, Tertiary Education Trust Fund, Architect Sunday Echono, OON. The Pro-Chancellor, Professor William Olushola Olu Aderomu, and his elegant, beautiful wife. The visiting chancellors, pro-chancellors, vice-chancellors, rectors, and provosts. Your Royal Highness, the Emir of Gombe, Alhaji Dr. Abubakar Shehu Abubakar III, and my host, the Emir of Pindega, His Royal Highness Muhammad Ahmed, and other Royal Highnesses present, members of the Governing Council of Federal University of Kashere, members of Senate and Convocation, our eminent awardees, graduates, and their proud parents and guardians, members of the university community, gentlemen of the press, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. First and foremost, I give thanks to the Almighty God for His grace, guidance, unfailing mercy, and for giving me the opportunity to stand before you today on the occasion of my formal investiture as Chancellor of the Federal University of Kashere during this momentous convocation ceremony that spans the 6th to 9th academic cohorts. I am sincerely grateful to the President and Visitor to this university, His Excellency Bola Ahmed Tinubu, GCFR, President and Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, for the confidence reposed in me to be a symbol of this institution and a steadfast advocate for its growth and relevance. For me, it is a pleasant moment. I am deeply honored and profoundly privileged to express my most respectful and heartfelt welcome to His Excellency, President and Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. It is a singular honor for me, and indeed for the entire university community, to receive His Excellency on this auspicious occasion. Let me also specifically welcome Your Excellency, the Executive Governor of Gombe State, Muhammadu Inuayaya, CON, Damajan Gombe, and other visiting governors or their representatives for honoring our invitation to be here with you on this eminent occasion. I also wish to welcome the Honorable Minister of Education, Dr. Maruf Olatunji Alausa, and the Coordinating Minister of Health and Social Welfare, Professor Muhammad Ali Patel. And once more, on behalf of myself and the entire university community congratulate all of you on your well-deserved appointment as honorable ministers of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Permit me also to extend warmest greetings and deepest appreciation to His Royal Highness, the Emir of Gombe, Alhaji Dr. Abubakar Shehu Abubakar III, and other reserved the royal fathers who have honored us with their esteemed presence today. Your Majesties, Your Royal Highnesses, your continued support and wise counsel have been instrumental in promoting peace, cultural preservation, and community development within and beyond your domains. Your presence at this convocation not only enriches the dignity of the occasion, but also affirms the vital role traditional institutions play in fostering societal harmony and advancing educational progress in our nation. Today's event, which gracefully combines both investiture and convocation, speaks volumes about the vibrancy and evolution of this university. For a relatively young institution to witness this scale of graduation across 4 cohorts is a testament to its stability, integrity, and dedication to academic mandate. To our graduates, I say, you are the pride of this gathering. You have passed through the tests of knowledge and character and emerged worthy. As you transit into the broader world, I urge you to wear the identity of this university with honor. Let the values of integrity, excellence, and service that were instilled in you guide your footsteps in every endeavor. I wish also to heartily congratulate the recipients of today's honorary degrees, the eminent personalities whose contributions to nation building and humanity are exemplary. You are, by this recognition, part of the legacy and future of this university. I urge you to continue to support the institution through mentorship, philanthropy, and strategic partnership. I take this moment to commend the Vice Chancellor, Professor Umaru A. Pate, and his able management for their bold strides in academic reform, infrastructural development, and stakeholder engagement. Your efforts continue to elevate the profile of this university within the Nigerian university system and beyond. I also appreciate the Pro-Chancellor Professor William O. Olu Aderuni, and other council members for their strategic foresight and commitment to institutional excellence, which they have brought to bear on the university. This university is lucky to have as its Vice Chancellor and Chief Executive Officer a humble, efficient, workaholic administrator par excellence in the person of Professor Umaru A. Patel. With his equally able management team, the university is witnessing unprecedented bold strides in academic reforms, infrastructural development, and stakeholder engagement. I wish to express my admiration for the harmonious relationship between this university and its host community. The town and gown collaboration here is an admirable model that should be nurtured and replicated nationwide. When I officially took on the role of Chancellor, I pledged to devote myself in the service to the ideals of this university. I will champion its aspirations, uphold its dignity, and support its advancement in every way possible. Finally, I would like to extend my heartfelt appreciation to the President, Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, to His Excellency, the Executive Governor of Gombe State, to the visiting governors, the Honorable Minister of Education, to the coordinating Minister of Health and Social Welfare for delivering a well-researched paper. Distinguished senators, particularly Senator Muhammadu Danjuma Goja, who chaired the pre-convocation lecture, and thank him for his numerous support to this university. The honorable members of National and State Assemblies, the executive secretaries of NUC and TED Fund, visiting pro-chancellors, vice-chancellors, heads of other organizations and institutions, royal highnesses, and all other distinguished guests and dignitaries who have graciously honored our invitation to be present in this combined 6th, 7th, 8th, and 9th convocation ceremonies. Your presence here today is a testament to your unwavering support for the growth of higher education and your solidarity with the Federal University of Kashere. We are truly grateful for the time, effort, and honor you have bestowed upon us by joining in the celebration of academic excellence, achievement, and progress. Let me close by encouraging our graduates once again. This day marks not an end, but a commencement, a call to responsible citizenship, to innovation, to nation building. Go forth and be shining ambassadors of this university, wherever you find yourself. May the Federal University of Kashere continue to grow in wisdom, reputation, and service. May Nigeria prosper through knowledge and character. I thank you.
The Federal University of Kashere Act empowered the university to award degrees, diplomas, and certificates. It also provides that the Chancellor shall preside at all meetings of convocation held for the purpose of conferring degrees. May I therefore respectively invite the Chancellor, His Majesty Igwe Ambassador Dr. Lawrence Okolio Chikeze Agubuzu, to constitute this assembly as convocation of Federal University of Kashere for the purpose of conferring degrees and award of prize.
No, just read. Okay, you have it here. This is where you. Yeah, you can write. You write. You write. No, you can. You write. The story is there. Yes, sir. No, you can stand here. It's not even. Yes. You can just stand here.
The visitor, Your Excellencies, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, by the authority vested in me by the Federal University Act 2015, I hereby declare this assembly constituted as Convocation of Federal University of Kashere for the purpose of conferring higher degrees and prizes. The Chancellor.
Better to stand once and for all. That's the procedure.
The visitor, executive governors here present, Your Majesty, Your Royal Highnesses, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, I have the honor to most respectfully invite the Honorable Chancellor, His Majesty Igwe Ambassador Dr. Lawrence Okolio Chikeze Agubuzu, to address the convocation. Mr. Chancellor, sir. Pro-Chancellor, sorry, sir.
Your Excellency, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, GCFR, President and Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, Your Excellency, the Governor of the State, the Senate President, the Speaker, House of Representatives, the Honorable Minister of Education, Dr. Maruf Olatunji Alausa, the Coordinating Minister of Health and Social Welfare, Professor Muhammad Ali Patel, distinguished senators of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, honorable members of the National and State Assemblies, the Executive Secretary, National Universities Commission, Professor Ribadu, the Executive Secretary, Tertiary Education Trust Fund, Architect Sonny Eshono, the Chancellor of the University, His Royal Majesty, Dr. Igwe Ambassador Lawrence Agubusu, the visiting Chancellors, Pro-Chancellors, Vice-Chancellors, Rectors and Provosts, His Royal Highness, the Emir of Gombe, Alhaji Dr. Abubakar Shehu Abubakar III, other Royal Highnesses, members of the Governing Council, our Royal Father of King Pida, members of the Governing Council, members of the Senate and Congregation, our eminent awardees, graduates and their proud parents and guardians, members of the university community, gentlemen of the press, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. It is with great humility that I stand before this august assembly to welcome you all to the occasion of the third combined 6th, 7th, 8th, and 9th convocation ceremonies of the Federal University of Kashere. Let me begin by expressing my sincere appreciation to the visitor, His Excellency President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, President and Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, for the exceptional honor bestowed upon me and my colleagues in Council through our appointment as the Pro-Chancellor and Chairman and members of the Governing Council of this great university. I regard this responsibility not merely as a privilege, but as a solemn call to serve, an opportunity to contribute to the cultivation of knowledge, leadership, national progress, through the stewardship of this noble institution. In a very special way, I extend a most cordial and heartfelt welcome to our visitor. I welcome also the Honorable Minister of Education, Dr. Maruf Olatunji Alausa, and express our appreciation for his positive drive and energetic guidance of the education sector under the Hope Agenda. We are particularly gratified with the renewed energy and focus he's putting in university education with positive impact on our institution. We wish you more success ahead in piloting the affairs of the education industry in Nigeria. Let me also congratulate our venerable Chancellor, His Royal Majesty Igwe Ambassador Dr. Agubuze of Ezema Olo Kingdom and Chairman Enugu State Council of Traditional Rulers on this well-deserved investiture as the Chancellor of this great university. Your Majesty, your towering reputation as a diplomat, traditional custodian, and advocate of national unity is a blessing to our university. We are hugely honored to walk this academic journey under your ceremonial leadership. We wish you a very successful tenure in office with more good health. May this university recognize and record outstanding achievements under your reign as our Chancellor. And may the Almighty God grant you the strength to successfully fulfill your role here as you excellently did in your numerous previous and current the strategic special interventions through tertiary education trust fund, the bold establishment of the Nigeria Education Loan Fund to ease access to higher education, and the recent release of 50 billion naira for earned academic allowances to federal universities. These impactful initiatives not only underscore Mr. President's resolve to reposition the Nigerian university system, but also to inspire renewed hope across the entire higher education landscape. To our grandaunts, this is your extol moment. Today we gather not only to honor your academic accomplishments, but also to celebrate your resilience, discipline, and the cultivation of character that meets the high standards of this university. You have been tried and tested through lectures, research, examinations, and the crucible of life, and you have emerged worthy in character and in learning. Therefore, as you cross the threshold into a world in need of light, may you become beacons of integrity, professionalism, and service. Remember the true measure of your education you know. Go forth as ambassadors of this great university to build, lead, and transform. Today, we are privileged to confer honorary doctorate degrees on some eminent Nigerians, individuals whose lives exemplify excellence, courage, visionary leadership, and national impact. These distinguished awardees have, through selfless service, innovation, and moral conviction, advanced the cause of humanity and national development. To our honorees, we say congratulations. We honor you not only for what you have done, but also for what your legacy inspires in others. May this recognition deepen your connection to the university and energize your contributions to nation building. And you have already done that. Dr. Bishi Dr. Shetima, His Excellency, former governor of Abia State, and the most distinguished senator of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, Professor Patel, one of the best medical doctors in the world, in the universe, who was here yesterday to give us a very beautiful lecture. Our royal father, His Royal Highness, the Chancellor of the university. We are all grateful, sir. I must place on record my profound commendation to the Vice Chancellor, Professor Umar Patel, and the entire management and academic team for their relentless pursuit of excellence. Under Patel's stewardship, the university has not only consolidated its foundational achievements, but has embarked upon an era of unprecedented progress, reflected in academic and infrastructural development, quality assurance, quality research output, improved IGR, ICT-driven educational system, effective town and GAM relationship, and an enviable culture of academic rigor and standards. And let me also add that I've been in university administration for decades. Professor Patel is one of the smartest, brightest, iconic professors I have ever met in my life, and he has demonstrated this through what he has been able to put in place at this great university. On behalf of the Governing Council, I want to thank him most profusely, especially for that feat. Thank you, sir. I also wish to appreciate the entire university community, students, staff, alumni, and the host community for fostering a peaceful, productive, and intellectually vibrant environment. The harmony that exists between the town and GAM in Kashere is particularly commendable and symbolic of how institutions and communities should thrive together. I plead with your highnesses, emas, and chiefs as custodians of culture, values, and peace to please do more to ensure that there is peace and tranquility in our land. And to the Honorable Minister of Education, sir, I want to boldly say that this is the most peaceful university in Nigeria today. I must specifically express the sincere appreciation of the Governing Council to our major development partners like the Tertiary Education Trust Fund, the Northeast Development Commission, and NIMASA, among others, for their numerous massive capital investments in the university. Your individual and collective support is principal source of growth for this institution. Nonetheless, even in the midst of celebration, we must not shy away from the present challenges that confront us. Chief among these is the acute need for additional infrastructure to accommodate the rising number of applicants who yearn to access quality tertiary education here in the university. As our academic programs and population expand, so too must our facilities, laboratories, lecture halls, hostels, and academic and administrative offices. I therefore call on all stakeholders, governments, private sector players, alumni, and philanthropists to join hands with us in building the future of this country, and this university in particular. In a special vein, I wish to thank the Executive Governor of Gombe State for the unflinching support extended to this university over the years. I must specifically acknowledge and appreciate the efforts of the state government in working harmoniously with the security agencies to keep Gombe State very safe and conducive for the sustenance of lives and protection of properties here in Kashere and all over the state. And I must tell the governor, Gombe State is the safest state I have been to in Nigeria. Thank you, sir. I also appreciate the coordinating Minister of Health and Social Welfare for delivering a thought-provoking convocation lecture yesterday, and distinguished Senator Mahmoud Dajuma Gombe, the father of this university. Thank you, sir. For sharing the lecture and whose support and interest in the progress of the institution are highly appreciated. On behalf of the Governing Council, I extend our deepest appreciation to all our friends, supporters, and partners who have graced the occasion and continue to stand with us. As I draw this address to a close, let me reaffirm the commitment of the Governing Council to upholding the values of transparency, academic freedom, inclusive development, and strategic growth. The Federal University of Kashere shall continue to rise through innovation, research, and character formation until it becomes a beacon of enlightenment and a catalyst for national rebirth. To the graduates, the journey may be filled with uncertainties, but it also brims with infinite possibilities. May you find the strength to pursue your dreams, the wisdom to make a difference, and the grace to live lives of meaningful and impact. Congratulations to you all. Thank you all, and God bless.
Ladies and gentlemen, may I please have your attention at this point to move to the next item on the program, which will be opening remarks to be given to us by the National Vice Chairman, APC South, Chief Victor T. Gadom. Let's put our hands together for the National Vice Chairman, APC South.
APC, are we here? APC, APC, South, are you here? Are you happy? Thank you very much. The uncommon Senate President, performing Senate President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, Senator Godswill Akpabio. Please clap for him. Clap again. the acting national chairman of the ruling party in Nigeria, Alhaji Ali